Hi, this is Yuanchu from China. I arrived last night and started to prepare for the topic for the speech right away. I'm sorry for my voice. I'm in China and the smog here is really bad. In my final paper, I concluded all the guest speakers' speech, and I found one special guest speaker is Ken, because his story fits in several different topics we have discussed in class. The first one it facing is the dilemma of giving up your baby. In the reading, the founder's dilemma, it mainly talks about how often the founders were forced out of the business. But for Ken, he chose to leave his own business, and it was his partners and investors who want him to stay longer, and they were not ready for the decision. The second topic the story fits in is the giving up certain amount of ownership for investment. In the scar tissue, it talks about that. It told us that the investment is not only the financial support, it's also the networking opportunities and the experience of your investors that will help your venture grow. And Ken was really good. He realized this factor, and he gave up 1/3 of his company for investment. But he said it was not only for the money. It's also for the networkings and advice of his investors. The third topic it fits in is a dilemma. It's a dilemma of making a business out of a passion. And does your passion large enough to make enough money for you to pay the bill? And I think passion for Ken, his passion was good. It was a really proper one to start a business because he did pretty well and he earned a lot of money out of that business. Um, Even though at the end he found his passion was no longer existing in the venture and decided to leave, but during the process he did a pretty good job. The fourth topic I found that may be appropriate to discuss is leaving school to start your business. In this topic, Ken's story fits in this topic in an adverse way because he did not leave the school to start his own business. Instead, he left the company to start teaching in a school. This decision, I mean, for most of people, I think, is an insane decision because his company back then was really profitable, and it was a company he founded, and he left his company to go to a position that offered only a fixed salary. These three factors make this decision seem not really easy to understand for average people, but I understand because entrepreneurs are different. They are driven by passion, and if they think they're doing the right thing or they are doing the things they enjoy, that's perfect. The fifth topic, or the last topic I find, is what can go wrong in a partnership. Ken started his business with partners and his angel investors. But I think in a partnership there are two types of people. One is defender and the other is offenders. And Ken definitely belongs to the offenders. Defenders are those who prepare for the uncertainties They make plans for the cases that things may go wrong, but offenders are those troublemakers. Um, and I actually, as you know, I'm going to start a business with my friend, and we are going to turn the friendship into a business partnership. And according to what I learned from several entrepreneurs, the first one important thing, or the number one important thing, is to put everything on paper. And even though it looks ridiculous, but it will save a lot of time and money if things may go wrong when you started to do the business and find the problem later. I mean, Ken's story, another factor that makes Ken's story very interesting is even his story fits in several different topics, it fits in them in a different way. As we discussed, for the topic of giving up the baby, the company you founded, he was not forced to leave the company. He chose to leave it. And for the topic called leaving school to start your company, he did not leave the school. He left his company to start teaching in a school. And then the third one is what can go wrong in a partnership. This is for me because I would be a defender in a relationship, in a partnership, but he will be, and he was an offender in a partnership that made his partners and investors panic. And I think it's perfectly fine. It's fine, it's reasonable, and it's even encouraged to pursue your own dream. And I think Ken is very special, and he's a guy who is full of uncertainties and surprising ideas. His loyalty to his dreams, to his passion, and his spirit of not being limited by the rules are two important factors that made him who he is today. And that's my speech. I hope you enjoy that. Thank you very much.